Very good.
Okay,
Oh, wonderful. Thank
got
you.
it. You're very
Oh,
welcome.
love and
Yes.
hate technology,
Thank
right?
you.
Love and hate technology. It's amazing when it works. It's terrible when it doesn't. Yes, yes.
Oh,
Okay.
funny that.
You're welcome.
Well, and I want to make sure that I touch on all of the different things that you'd like. So I could either, if we can open it up and you all can ask questions, or if you want to just kind of get a feel for things, we can pursue however you like. But I feel like you have some very specific questions. Okay,
Mhm.
now I also have this imagery of like, I feel like you guys have done, it's strange to me. Um, I want to call it I literally want to call it a walkabout, if you know what a walkabout is. So it is, it's a walk out in nature, but it is more of, okay, so let me use different language for this. It's an actual spiritual journey. So I feel like, I don't know if both of you guys have actually done that, but I see like an actual journey requiring fasting. I see you guys like walking at a distance. I think I don't know if you just had just a robe with no clothes on underneath it. Um, I see drumming. I'm seeing sun and moon. Wow, there's even like earth and wow energy.
We
I've
do
got
walk
suddenly,
ceremony together.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yes.
okay.
confirmation, yes, that's accurate.
Yes.
Now,
We've
how
done.
recent is this? Because it feels like fairly recent, which was extraordinarily shifting. And if it hasn't happened, yes, yet, it feels like you're either trying to plan one.
Mhm.
Also, have you done a smoke lodge as well?
Mm-hmm,
Yes.
mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yes,
you're definitely picking up on
on
what we've
us.
been doing a lot, but
Yes.
Yeah.
um, recent is in this linear 3D, it would be not considered real recent to you and I, am I right?
Well, and we've
Mm.
had, in the last 5 to 6 years, we've had ayahuasca ceremony, we've done sweat lodges,
We
Mm-hmm.
we've done
carry that
journeying.
energy with us,
Yeah.
I guess
It's
is probably what you're
strongly,
picking up on.
And we do
Yeah.
drumming,
strongly.
singing
Okay.
bowls.
And we had
Uh,
a healing healing business pre-COVID that uses sound healing. So we do
oh,
that kind of work
So
and shamanic work
we're
as
doing the
well.
walk.
yes. Yes. And you're doing a walk?
We're doing the walk, the walkabout, the
Yeah.
spiritual walkabout.
I love it. It is it is so much infused as who you are. It's
Hmm.
extraordinary. Uh, beautiful.
I
And
see
oh, the
Yeah,
that.
lights are flashing now. I'm
there you
like,
go. That's our acknowledgement to you in New Mexico.
wow, that's a first. Okay, I'll take it.
We're
Oh my
powerful
goodness
kids over
gracious.
here.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Now, I feel like this is like a second part of both of your lives, though. This is like a reinvention of both of you. It feels
Mhm.
like both of you have had completely separate lives independent. I think that each of you have families of your own. It feels
Yep.
like business oriented, and then you guys have come together to create this extraordinary. And what I am seeing is this beautiful entwined tree. So I see
Mm.
like these roots that are separate roots from here, but then that somehow like they kind of gravitate towards one another, and then it's just this beautiful
Like
entwined.
a mesquite
So
tree
that
that you.
has to be Kundalini energy. I don't mean to pry, but that very sacred tantric energy as well. That is very powerful when utilized in divine right order and energy. That Kundalini energy, the tantric pure power of creation, sexual energy. I feel like I don't mean to pry, but it feels like you're doing something really extraordinary with it. It's actually this really profound and necessary to actually help explain the divine feminine. What are you creating? You're doing something that you're either creating or wow,
Well,
the
Mark
world
really
needs
has
this.
honored. he honors the divine feminine, and he's so supportive of me and my personal journey. And we're allowed to travel our separate journeys, and yet we're allowed to travel our journey together. So we definitely honor that within each other. And we've really supported each other this last year, and through trauma and tragedy, and so that's me. But we're kind of, everything is on hold because of COVID, so we're just.
But I don't feel on hold.
I was just gonna say, I was just about to say, because there's something. Say that again.
It's a dance, the COVID energies and everything. It's kind of, I'm dancing with it and allowing it to be exactly what it is, and that we're taking a break just because we're not allowed to congregate the way that we used to be able to congregate. So
we're going with it.
So it's there's no resistance. It's complete acceptance for me on my behalf.
I can feel that on your part for sure. I feel you're struggling with that, Denise, somehow. It's almost to a point of where I'm in flow with it, but come on already.
A little bit. I kind of want to find my own little niche in the world. We do our thing together, but I kind of want to find my own little niche too. And I can be patient for that. But yes, and I'm an Aries. So.
Okay, let's do this. Get this over with. Come on.
I'm Taurus. I can sleep on the couch.
Okay. Have you guys done a composite? Out of curiosity, have you guys considered doing a composite of yourselves, a composite chart of both of your energies?
No, we've never looked into that.
Okay,
is that
maybe I'll send you.
We can do later?
I can.
Sometime.
Yeah, I believe that I can. I think I even have a report that I can probably even send you. So you have the 226 number. Just send me your information if you want. Of course, birth time, place. And then I'll see if I could do a composite. I'd be really, really curious to see how the energies actually support and entwine together. Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh yes, absolutely. I will do that. I'll even do another one for you. It's called a friends and lovers report. What it actually does is it shows where your energies actually, how they play on each other, and where the supports are, but also where some of the warnings. Yeah. Okay. Now I also say that again.
Ahead. I said we've been figuring out a couple of those too.
Okay, very nice. So then that's really consistent. Then this can really expand upon it even more. Okay, I also want to say that you're doing something, I want to say tactile. I see fibers. So I don't know if you have done things with rope or cloth or even embroidery, but I see threads. I see there's a lot of, and it's very tactile. So I don't know if you actually crochet or knit, but I see strands, and but I see ropes, and there's something creative. And that there's different things.
I can probably fill you in on that. My daughter Hannah passed in February, and we did a thing called Hannah's Net, and everybody at her memorial brought different strings and twine and whatever to weave a Hannah's net. So I started a YouTube channel called Weaving Hannah's Net. So that is what I'm weaving, and it's just talking about the grief process as a mom and what that's like. And I'm just sharing my experiences in a very personal manner, my ups, my downs, what that's like. And I know it will evolve into something else, but for now, that's the weaving. I think maybe, even though you said it's tactile, I believe that's probably what it is.
Absolutely. And for me, it feels so tangible that I actually see it. And I'm just beside myself and I'm glad that you said that it was your daughter, because I was feeling a younger energy. So was she in her 20s?
Yes, she was 25.
Who is the one that has a child?
That's me.
Okay. Because I did feel like it was different, so I had to switch up.
Yeah.
You both have, but I feel like they're just a little bit older, either 26, 27, maybe a year's difference.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Matt's about 5 years older.
And I was just going to say there's a boy.
Had an older brother.
Okay. Okay. So the one with the child is, and I'm sorry, I did not even catch your name. I apologize.
Mark.
Mark, yes, Mark.
Yes.
Junior, there's somebody named after you. Wait, did you just say Marcus?
No, Mark. Just Mark. M-A-R-K.
Okay. 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 So I wrote Mark,
Yeah.
but I don't know who's Marcus. Is anybody named after you?
Oh, my mom's probably coming through.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Because
she's probably
there's
coming through and telling, she just corrected. That's her style.
so your name is actually Marcus, but you're like, no, just Mark. Oh my God, that's hilarious.
So she's likes the nickname, I think.
Okay, okay, got it. That's funny. Yeah, that makes complete sense. Mm. This is very strange. Like this is very strange to me, but what I'm seeing in my mind is I don't even have the language for it because it's not in my tradition, but what I'm going to use the word Protestant, but I don't know if that is correct or not. What I'm seeing is do you remember Holly Hobby dolls? They were like black and they had the bonnets. It had like, and that I'm seeing somebody with total black wearing a dress, very proper, and then I'm seeing one of those black bonnets. Who is that?
That's Hannah. She was a practicing Mormon.
Well, not really. She left the religion. I want to clarify that. She left, but
Okay.
she did practice Mormonism for a lot of her life.
Yeah.
Okay.
But left.
Okay, and that's okay. She's just showing me that that was part of her being. So nothing
Okay.
that it's like her now. It's just that that's what I'm being shown so that I would know who it is that I'm speaking of.
Okay.
Gosh, I don't know if she was like, there's like a traumatic thing that it almost feels like faith taken. It just feels like boom, faith taken and like a sinking in, done.
There was probably a few instances in her life, maybe when her dad and I divorced, stuff when she was in college, a couple traumatic things.
She didn't believe the dogma.
Yeah, she just left the dogma part of it. Just couldn't hang with that anymore.
But that was Hannah's spirit. The way she is she is that way. It's like, I'm done, and then just puts the door closed.
Okay,
Yeah.
so that speaks more to her personality. Okay, because that's what it's feeling like, done, and just real matter of fact.
Yep.
Yeah, and it's interesting because it's the dogma that's it's where the trappings of everybody.
And the whole family did that with the church. The whole family left the church. So.
Okay. Well, now I know exactly why I put the video that I did today because it's interesting. There's now so what it all breaks down to is that at its absolute minimal, at its simplistic form, God is love. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. God is love. Boom. We operate from there. That doesn't matter. However it chooses to show up. Boom.
And we are God in our own universe. Yeah.
Yes. Oh, yes. That is the greater thing. And I feel like that is where that's why there's such a sense of like I really do feel this sense of calm. Okay, now moving. So who's moving or is there
Her
talk
dad
of moving?
just moved on Friday. Her
Okay.
dad just sold her childhood house and moved on Friday.
Okay. Okay. So that was that's kind of like a traumatic thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody is kind of hard on everybody.
Okay.
Good
Does she live
memories
in the home prior to it?
She did. Yeah.
Okay. Really feels like there's like a love and hate of that house. Does that make sense to you?
Yes, because
her dad could be hard on her.
After she went to college, she went back home to live, and it was very stifling for her.
Okay. It's like it feels like I love it, but I hate it. I just yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, she's
Okay.
here with us, that's for sure.
Yeah. Um, and it's interesting that I don't know why this is what she's showing me, but I'm seeing her hair being very different. So I'm seeing it like either like really curly, there's like curls, but half of it curled. Does that make sense to you? Like half curls, the other doesn't. Does that make sense to you?
She used to have long hair and then cut it shorter. So it was maybe
Uh-huh.
shoulder length, and for a while she had it longer. So I don't
Mm-hmm.
know.
She did curl the bottom though. She
Yes,
remember.
a little bit. Yeah, but she had
Yeah.
pretty straight hair.
Maybe that's the thing then, because I don't know why this is a thing, but it's like she's showing me herself. I'm seeing her hair. I'm seeing like this curl that doesn't stay, which is funny.
Maybe.
Okay. Um, now this is very strange to me because she's very quiet about it. Like all of a sudden, and like like she wants to talk about her passing, but doesn't want to talk about her passing. So somebody doesn't want to talk
Okay.
about it.
And I
So
might know
that's
about her hair. I have her box. I wanted a clipping of her hair when she
yes,
passed, but
yes.
because of COVID, they wouldn't give it to me. So I took it out of her hairbrush, and I'm in the process of untangling it and putting it into a little lock, but it's going to take me a while. So,
Okay.
so that may have been her hair thing, because I do have her hair sitting right here.
I'm
And
glad that you
she
said
did
that.
die. She died real suddenly and tragically in a car wreck. And I've been told, do not ever look at the medical examiner report. You don't want to know. So I'm
Okay.
sure that's probably why. She slipped on the ice in Texas when they had the storms, and she
Mhm.
just slid into oncoming traffic.
Okay.
So it
Yes.
was pretty quick.
Yeah. Sudden and no pain. There's a moment of grace with it, and I think that that's the biggest concern that might have been with it is like the pain of it. But there's it is almost instantaneous where there's this moment of grace where I'm seeing her not in the physical body, and so
That's
I
how
do
I
want.
pictured it.
Okay, so I do want to validate you, and I can see like the not wanting to talk about it has to do with the exam, like don't go to that depth, and I validate you in that. But gosh, she's such a powerful. I see like this. This is strange. Um, hold on, hold on. My oh my gosh, my computer is like talking to me, and it says, "I see you like this. I don't know what you mean." Oh my God, that is so strange. That has never happened before, ever.
Is she's coming through?
Big time, big
Yeah,
time. So the lights
yeah,
don't blink like that, and my like
yeah.
Siri never works on my computer, ever. But Siri on my computer just started talking and saying, "What do you mean you see me like
Yeah.
this?" I don't know what
There
you
you
mean.
go.
And I'm like, "Oh my gosh,
Right.
okay." So yes, what I was going to say is that she's very powerful. That's what I was just about to say. What
Yeah,
I see her is
yeah.
that walking under this, what the Spanish word would be called portal. It's a canopy, like I see like I'm seeing businesses, but it seemed like a an under walkway. And I don't know
Yes.
what that is, and I don't know why cats. I'm seeing. I don't know. She has a beanie on her head, but does she have cats?
She had cats. Yeah,
Yes.
she's
Okay.
probably with a lot of cats
And
right now.
when she came to
Yes.
me in a dream, she was wearing a headband, a wide headband right across holding her hair back when she came to me.
Okay, because I'm
So,
seeing something that I'm seeing what looks
yes,
like, and I'm only seeing this part, and I'm trying to
yes,
ascertain what it is, and then I'm seeing
yes,
cats. And I want to say that like a shop. So I don't know if she worked in a shop, like in an outdoor shopping center kind of thing, because I'm seeing this shop with a canopy. So I don't know, and I'm seeing like her going to this shop. So did
yeah,
she work in a place like that, or was she wanting to open something like that?
yeah. She was coming home from work, and it was an outdoor archery shop where that they would teach people how to use bow and arrows and other sporting equipment, things like that. That's where she
Okay,
was coming home from. Was that
okay, okay.
she enjoyed
Got it.
doing that? That was something she learned from her family.
Yes,
Yeah.
I get a feel for that. Um, I also feel her very reserved and quiet, like not really extraordinarily social is what she's showing me, but loving and kind and can be social. But
Yeah.
like isn't like she of herself isn't like this, let me go out, and she would rather
Right.
stay.
Right.
I'm seeing her like
Yeah.
at home in her bed, either I feel her writing. So I think that she used to actually write and journal. I'm seeing her actually, she's showing me herself sitting in her bed. Cats, there's at least 3 on the bed with her. And then she's writing and then reading, but she would rather just be inside.
Yeah.
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 What was she writing? Because it feels like she either had a collection of little short stories or poems
Yes.
that it
He
feels
was a
like
writer.
somebody's ah, you,
Yeah.
are you wanting to publish like her pieces?
Yes.
Well, her sister wants to finish her pieces someday.
Yes, yes, like massively. Did you just see that go on and it just went off? Did you see that?
Yeah.
Okay, it just did it again.
That was confirmation.
There it
Get it
is.
done.
Yes. Ah!
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Okay, what is her name?
Hannah.
Oh yes, I
Hannah.
wrote it down already. Yes, 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 Hannah. Okay. Wow. So what she was showing me was her writing and her wanting it to be like and wanting it to be published. So like,
Okay.
oh my gosh, that would give her such joy even after the fact of yeah, to continue that for sure. And it even feels like some to be entered in exactly as they are, and then it even feels like a little bit of contributions. Now, who also, so is it her, is it, did you say her sister is gonna wants to finish it? Okay.
Mhm.
It
Her
just
little
went off.
sister, and they were soulmates. Yeah.
Okay, that just went on again. Okay, and I see her doodling and sketching. So does she do sketches? Okay, so
Yes.
what I'm seeing is, what's the little sister's name?
Kate.
Kate.
Caitlin.
I was gonna say, I want to say Katie. So I think she called her Katie.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
Katie's
It goes
Katie.
by Katie. Yeah.
and I want to say like, there's a play with it, and it has to do with cats also, like like kitty cat, catty kid, there's something with
Her
it,
name's
catty.
Katie K. Katie K.
Okay, that's what it is. Because I want to say like kitty cat, Canada, but I couldn't finish saying cat. Didn't sound right. So I'm like kitty with something. Kitty K,
Katie K. Her
Katie K.
middle name is just the letter K.
Love it. Katie K. That makes perfect sense because I wanted to say kitty cat, but did not make sense that way. Kitty K. Katie K. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. So what I see is this it could be self-published, even just for the family. And what I'm
Okay.
seeing is Katie K's drawings and sketches that go along with her poems and her writings. And so the
Yeah.
two together infuse would make something really together beautiful. And I
Yeah.
see something with stars, and I see this deep, deep blue moon and the stars. So I don't know, like, I don't know if that's the cover or if that's like one of her stories or what that is, but that's what I'm being shown is like this bluescape with stars and the moon. And it
Okay.
has to
We'll,
do with her writing.
we'll pay attention to that.
So maybe that's the painting that you made that would be like a cover.
Okay,
I would,
let me see, because did you paint something like that?
I
yeah,
did.
show
I
her
have.
real quick.
Oh my
Yeah,
heavens, because what I
that's
am being shown
exactly.
is very specific. And if,
Oh,
oh my gosh.
this is it.
Ooh, yes,
I don't know. That's just something I did.
yes. Oh my gosh,
I don't know.
because it shows the reflection. Oh, yes, absolutely. Oh my goodness,
Kind of
Denise.
dusty.
Oh, yes. Beautiful. Because I see like this bluescape and the moon specifically. You haven't
All right.
painted in a
I think we'll
while.
see something in her writings. So.
Yeah. And you haven't painted in a while.
I've started a couple pieces that I haven't finished. In fact, I started one for Hannah because she loved willow trees. And I'm trying to do like a heavenly with the willow tree, but it's going to take layers and it's going to take me a while. So I have to wait till I'm inspired to work on it.
Because I feel it. And this is an interesting thing is that I started off by saying trees. You're surrounded by trees. So it's
Okay.
interesting, like, yeah. These, okay. Now I'm not, I'm such a novice in the art, but what I'm seeing, I think this is, so weeping willows are the big trees that are huge, massive with the canopies that drip low.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Did she have some that, or did she ever go someplace that had like these pink flowers? Pink? They're like, not pink. I want to say that
Maybe
they're
that-
so whitish, but like a pale, there's just a slight
Oh, she went to
microscopic
Washington,
hue.
D.C. Maybe during the, maybe
Cherry
she saw
blossoms,
the
of
Cherry
cherry
course.
blossom in
Okay,
Washington, D.C.
that makes
I
sense
don't
because
remember
I'm
if
what
that
I'm
was the spring or not. So I
that
don't
that
know.
would make sense because I'm seeing like all of these pink flowers, and I'm like, wait, that has nothing to do with the willow. The light just went
But
on
she
again.
loved the willow.
Okay,
Okay.
okay, there. So yes, the cherry blossoms is what she was trying to show me. Was that a school trip out of curiosity? Okay, yeah.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah, she really enjoyed Washington and government. She learned how to speak Latin. She got a minor in Latin for her bachelor's, so she she loved that kind of thing. So that was
Yes.
really an interesting facet about her.
She's very intellectual.
Uh-huh. But also very creative. She's so
Yep.
well-rounded.
Mhm.
So she's so spiritual, very creative, very logical, very and like she could be athletic. Did she also
Yes.
Yep.
swim?
She did throwing.
I don't think she
I
swam.
don't think she was ever on the swim team, but she could swim.
Yeah.
Okay.
She,
So like so maybe it's the opposite of like swimming is like the one thing she didn't do.
Yeah, no, she liked the beach.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I just have to say, ah, like there is such extraordinary, to say gratitude is not the word, but that's the word that comes to mind. We're so limited in our English language for expression. But what I am
Yeah.
seeing is this massive outpouring of love from her to you.
Mm.
What I see is like as if her heart is like that moon and it comes out like ripples that show like on like on a, I don't know if you guys have been to a lake or if there's a particular lake that is special for you guys, but what I'm seeing is this image of her standing and she's doing something like this. And all I
Mm.
see is this big, massive circular shape here. And I just see these beams and ripples that look like waves of, um, let me see if I may. But I'm seeing it as in a full circle, but that almost like what a sunset would look like.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So you're seeing energy radiating from that orb
Yes,
in
but
front
it's
of
like
yes,
ribbons.
but it's so palpable. It's like ribbons. Yes.
her. Okay.
So I'm seeing it like hmm, streams of beams. I've never said
Mhm.
Okay.
anything like that before. That's pretty fascinating, actually.
That is
Streams
fascinating.
of beams of love. Because it's just like streaming from this and it is so complete. Wow. Okay. Does she also want to ride horses or go ride a horse? Or there's who rides horses? I could be completely
She had been
switching.
on horses
Okay.
before. We took her for her birthday one year and she fell off. I think she probably had to have hip surgery shortly after that.
Oh, okay. So then she's just showing me an experience of the life of they sometimes randomly do this just to kind of throw something in so random that nobody would ever know or think of, and just to kind of be on point.
Mm.
Validation of their existence and their continuation. Oh yeah, after that it's like, why did I do that? Like she's even like, she could be she could this is strange to me. I want to say that she could be easy on herself, but not so easy on herself. I think she's really hard on herself, but could kind of come back around to it and that's the word I want to
Yeah.
say is come back around
She
to
could
it.
be proud of herself, yet she was hard on herself
Yes. Because it
as
feels
well.
like, well, I shouldn't have done that and blah, 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 but I did it. It was okay, whatever the case might be.
Right.
Now,
I
did it
have,
also fracture her hip? Because it even feels like there could have been potential for, it could have been really tough on childbirth.
She had surgery. She had 2 pins put in her hip.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. 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 Wow. Goodness gracious. She's a strong, powerful soul. Okay. Now, Mark, I didn't mean to cut you off. Yes, please ask.
I lost my train of thought. I was just kind of was wondering, it was a question for Hannah. But I lost the train of thought now. But
Okay.
basically, I guess I just want her, to know that it was an amazing experience when she came through to me. She was preparing for a race. It was a running race, and there was many people on both sides of the street, and she was coming towards me, and there was another person that was in front of her, and she was kind of softly pushing them out of the way so she could get to me. And then she held my hand, and when we connected, I said to her, I go, "Oh my God, we really did connect, didn't we?" And then she smiled, no words, and it was another handshake to just reinforce that what she was feeling. And I guess my question is starting to come back. I was wondering if she was surprised at choosing the exit point that she chose, because we all have exit points along our path that we can pick and choose. This particular one, she said, "Okay, I'm going to go with this one." I just wondered if she was surprised that she picked that particular exit point, or she was just thinking, "There's no way I'm going back in that body." That was my question.
It's a combination of both. So there is wow. Did she also hit her head at one time? Did she fall? I have this image of, I see a lake. So let me ask about that. Is there a lake up in the family that you guys would visit? I need to know that part because I'm seeing a lake again. Okay. Second thing is, yes or no? A
Um,
body of
uh,
water?
maybe once or twice we would go fishing at a lake, but that wasn't too often in her lifetime.
Okay. And not like it's like
So,
every summer we went. It's not like that. What were you going to
okay.
say, Mark?
I was wondering if she bumped her head. I was
I
asking
don't have any
Denise.
memory of her hitting her head unless it was when she fell off the horse, but,
It could be
Okay.
too.
and maybe she hit her head during the accident. I mean,
Well, that for sure. She did for sure. That I'm seeing, but I'm seeing something like her, and I don't even know if it's her, but this is what I'm seeing is a girl. And I want to say like around 12, 13. I'm seeing like a place that it's like a lake, but it doubles like as a pool in the summertime. Um, so or that's what I'm seeing. So it feels like
Right.
jumping off a dock and like coming up and like just play kind of thing, like
okay.
summertime play. And then I'm
Sounds
seeing
like
like a hit in the head.
Okay, I'll just pay attention to that. I can't place it right now, but I'll just
Okay.
hang on to that.
Okay. And the reason why this comes up is because I'm seeing multiple exit points. So I'm seeing something with her at some other time. I'm seeing this one. And it's funny because like I was going to say that I did start to see, but it's almost, the point is moot. So yes, surprise, because of her own, it was like a built-in mechanism where now we are aware we do choose, but it had to be fast. It had to be sudden. It would not be long and drawn out. She did not want anybody to suffer. She did not want anybody to have to care for her long term. She didn't want to be trapped within the body and the body not being viable. There would have been, I mean, it would have been miraculous. I mean, nonetheless, but also that of the choosing of the viability of the body and then the extent of it.
Yeah, I've said that out loud to myself, so, yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
And she did show me that she had a broken ankle in my dream. So I knew noticed that it was her right foot, and she was basically showing me that her foot was on that brake when
Trying to
she
stop.
hit. So she was like, I tried, I did everything I could to stick around, but and that's why she was showing me that she collapsed on it, and I said, well, quit stretching, quit doing that, because it looks like it hurts. But she just wanted me to know that I did everything that I could.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And the thing is that I feel there's no taking on of the responsibility of it, of like, and nothing intentional, nothing like that. It was fast, sudden, instant. And now, I'm seeing this motion of two different sides.
Yes.
Okay. And a
Yeah,
bunch.
I believe I heard she got hit by multiple cars. So.
Okay.
Yeah. Two for
Okay.
sure.
And I have a question regarding that. She and I had a little falling out before her passing, and we didn't talk for like 9 months. And then she called me the 2 days before she passed, and we had like a long conversation. And so I just want confirmation that was her goodbye.
Absolutely.
And she said to me, I said, honey, I said, what happened that you couldn't talk to your mom for 9 months? She said, Mom, I just had a couple things I had to work out, and everything's okay now. So I took that as she came to this incarnation. She just had a few things she had to do this incarnation, then she's out of here. So I took it that to mean that as well.
Absolutely.
So
They have, yes, they have this innate knowing, you know, this sense of it, of like knowing it, like, and they have an awareness of it subconsciously. So they're reaching out, and that's what it feel that very distinctly. Yeah, that's powerful, strong, fast, big energy, and then also, okay, so you guys know this because you are spiritually aware that the work continues on the other side.
Yeah.
Okay, so I want to validate you, Denise, because you've been asking her for her to come to work with you while she's on the other side. Is what I feels like, and it even feels like, okay. And so
Big
she's
time.
telling me very clearly
But I've been
of,
a basket
well,
case, so
yeah, and so when now, so she is showing me very, very clearly, and almost like, well, the only way we could do this, Mom, is by me being there. The only way that we could do this, Mom, is by me being there. It's always like, you guys, you channel her. Have you begun to write her stuff? You channel her.
not her stuff, but I tried channel writing maybe a month and a half ago. I tried it on Mother's Day, actually. And then I like try and talk to her and try and feel her, but I don't sense a lot of her. But a few times I do. I tell Mark, I sense when I do think I'm picking up on her, it's this huge calm and absolute, I don't need for anything. I said it's just this complete calm. So I feel that once my energy settles and I process it more, that I will communicate with her better. And I do look forward to that and want confirmation of that as well. That as soon as I finish my process, I'm only 5 months in, so
Absolutely.
it's very early.
Well, and the thing today, the video that I was doing before had to do with the Blessed Mother, and it was everything about the dedication of a mother. Yeah, so
And
that,
I was thinking of you and the Virgin Mary and Guadalupe, because I saw we were talking about Guadalupe, and I thought, well, I'm a mother, you're a mother. So I was trying to channel the mother energy and just be in that collective.
She felt it like about a half hour before we even started. So that was probably tuning right in.
I recorded that maybe, I started maybe about an hour, maybe 45 minutes before we started. And it was about the Blessed Mother and the Blessed Mother's dedication to her son. And it's going to sound strange because there's a lot of, well, I guess I try to make it all inclusive, to not go use all of the dogma and the religious language and all of that. So I went there, And so that's really what it was about, was the devotion of the Blessed Mother to her son. And it was this overwhelming feeling of the care and the dedication of that, and really to teach love and compassion. That was like all that was the whole message of it, that God is love and that we only may be that way. And then I was feeling you guys really intensely, and I realized like, oh my gosh, the time. Yeah. So by the time we're
Well,
done
and
here, that thing
Hannah,
should be posted.
yay.
It did
Hannah,
it again.
Wow. I am
Hannah did not
beside.
like she
Say that
didn't like
again.
the injustices. Hannah didn't like the injustices in this world, and she wanted to help the downtrodden and the students. She wanted to be a teacher in real life, in the 3D life, and I feel like she's still going to be that teacher, and I want to help be her mouthpiece for being a teacher. And I forgot where I was going, but
It's
Well, she is being
blinking.
a teacher.
When you guys
yeah,
watch this again, it just was blinking ecstatically. It was ecstatically blinking when you were saying, I want to be her voice to give her teachings. And it
yeah,
actually, and
yes.
yes.
So
And so
that's what I
that's what I
want to
said, is
do.
that when you
And,
channel, like, I'm like, you channel her. You pick up on her. So I felt
okay,
it so strongly, as if it was already happening. So even though you only attempted it a couple of times, you're going to
keep
really
doing
be
it.
able to create this flow, really. And it's going to, at first it's going to feel so, it is so subtle that it does feel like yourself. And so
Mhm.
you can, and just know that, because energy is all energy, we are all indeed one. And so when you
Yeah.
begin to just write, you will begin to notice those microscopic shifts. And so you will just write with that pure stream of consciousness, without analyzing or assessing it in the moment. And even if it's too slow to write it, maybe record and speak it. um
Okay. And I've done
you
typing too. So
Perfect.
on the
Okay.
keyboard.
I see you sitting outside. I um and I see a poncho, so, or a dress, a skirt, better yet, skirt, but a large top. And so it allows you to, this is going to sound strange when I say this, but it allows you to be naked underneath this dress, and then sitting on the ground. So I see you sitting on the ground, with this dress that is your support, but I don't know why
It's
that's
loose.
significant. It's loose, very loose. And then I'm seeing you absorb the energy of the earth. I do see you drumming, but this is also the receiving of the sun. This feels very grounding. So this is what wow. Okay, so this here is, well, it's a sun, but it actually is the sun and the moon together. I'm going to take that also symbolically, because what's happening upon the earth right now is all of the injustices are coming too. It feels that in order for Hannah's energy to be fully utilized in this plane, it's like, so she's still so fresh from this material world, and so fresh there, that to be able to utilize that energy in a very powerful way. What I've been shown recently is that there is more of a cooperative, collaborative energy from the other side being infused more with us. This filter that used to exist much thicker, which also has to do with the ozone layer and a bunch of other stuff, is lifting. You guys feel that, but in order to really calibrate yourselves to this new time, do a lot of work with the sun, especially early morning sun,
Okay.
and then the
We do
receiving of
sun
it.
gazing.
I was just
Okay.
about to say, I know you guys have done sun work in the past. Go return to that. Return to that. There is something massively happening upon the earth with the light that is being given and provided to us. It will it
Okay.
will shift you into a place, and kind of, um, there's a word, support, but infuse. It'll like infuse you and kind of settle into this energy, because it's very disruptive right now. So not only you feeling very disruptive because what you experienced, but also because of the energy that is happening upon the earth right now. And so that's going to be one real powerful way, palpable, tangible way to anchor that energy and to also
We'll
shift
do
into those frequencies that you can work with her.
We'll do
Okay.
that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I had a big list, and I know we're at the end of our time, but I just want
Please
to
do.
just
Please ask.
have a couple things to make
Please do.
sure. Let's see, I want to ask Hannah on behalf of a friend that did a ceremony for her within hours of her passing. He tuned into her and felt that she was just having a little trouble getting to where she was supposed to go in the spirit world, and he sent her one of his spirit guide bears. Was she aware of that?
Mm.
Do you
It was so
remember that?
disorienting after her passing because it was so sudden that there is. So
Yes.
because she was that moment of grace out of body prior to the occurrence, very disorienting, very disruptive. And then so the lingering was because of the instant shock. It was the
Yeah.
instant separation out of body.
But a
What's
friend did a.
interesting, yeah, what I'm seeing is like what first originally looked like this bear, okay, which suddenly looks like, oh, this little bear is what it looks like to me. Okay, so
Yeah.
it shifted is what she's showing me. Yeah. So it feels very, very protective, and that's what she needed. So this bear kind of on the periphery. Now, I am seeing in my mind's eye, I don't know what totem or what he uses, but I see a very enormous, like black, like a dark brownish. What popped out of my mouth was black, but huge and massive, and I see it kind of like circling on the periphery of where she's at. So it's kind of like in a strange way to corral her, to kind of keep her like it just in the space, if you will, rather than like
And that's
lingering.
probably what she was seeing, because what he sent her was a polar bear.
Giant
Okay.
polar bear.
So she was seeing, that's where it manifested for her, was a big, black, menacing, large, protective bear. So
Protective bear. Now the interesting
that's
thing
cool.
is that
She's like,
a polar bear is that their true skin color is black.
it
And
is.
You're right. I
yes.
forgot that.
It
Yeah.
is.
Now, and here's the
Yep. And
interesting
if they
thing.
get away from the polar regions, they will actually turn back to that color.
Do they?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
wow.
That's why some
Okay.
of them are kind of turning cinnamon, because they're staying below the Arctic Circle. So,
Oh,
yeah,
okay. Now that
Uh,
makes sense.
yeah.
All right. Well, so good. So she was aware of that ceremony that was done in her behalf. I just wanted to confirm that. And uh, she's really been coming through to me in music and with numbers. And I want to confirm that, yes, that is her reaching me. I
Mhm.
haven't had any dreams about her, and that's been one of my pet peeves, but I think it's on her timing and my timing.
Mhm.
And that will happen, right?
It will
Right.
happen.
Hannah?
Yeah. Yes, and like that relaxation, almost when you least expect it. When you least
Okay.
expect it, and in that moment, it's going to be like, yeah,
Yeah,
yes.
he woke me up
Okay.
at 2 a.m. to tell me.
I was
So,
going to say, make sure you wake up right away and make sure you tell each other right away. Yes. And so
yeah.
here's the thing. Um, it feels like she's tried to come to you. Well, gosh. So if your sleep is starting to come back to, I want to say, a semblance of normal.
Yeah, it's not
Yeah.
always the deepest sleep. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So when you're able to have that deep sleep, yeah, then you'll be able to shift into that place.
Okay.
Mhm.
I know it'll happen, and I know that.
You know,
It's
and I
just I need to
also
hear, right?
the interesting thing is that what I saw was this circle and seeing the moon. Okay, like suddenly I'm also so the moon is reflective of the sun's energy. So the sun reflects off the moon bounces the energy back. And so what I'm seeing now is actually like, well, let's bypass that bouncing and go directly to the source. So instead of having the sun bounce off the moon to reflect it back, it's shifting into, let's just have the sun, which is strange to me. That's what I'm being shown. So it feels like as you do this work, it's like, um, I don't know how else to say it, but this is the light that governs our solar system, and energy that is contained within light. And so this is one of the ways that they are able to transmit. And so I've never been shown this before, but actually receiving transmissions through the sun. And so
Mhm.
maybe that's what those ribbons of those streams of beams is not so much the what I saw was the moon. I was incorporating the two, but I'm being corrected in the moment.
Okay.
So
Wow.
it's sunbeam.
And I've been
Sunbeams.
picturing her merged with the light, merged with God's light. I sat out in the sun today and was talking to the sentient being of the sun and saying, thank you,
Ooh, okay.
healing.
I am being corrected in a very big way, saying, no, it is not the moon, it is the sun. And so, what you are telling me right now is validation for you of what I thought this is instruction for you to do. You already did. You just did this today. So, without my knowing it, I'm telling you, I'm just telling you what you already experienced. Wow. So you went out
Okay.
into the sun today. I am telling, yes. So in my mind's eye, I was thinking that I was giving instruction, but rather than that, I'm validating the experience that you had today. Oh
Helps
my
that I let you know.
gosh. Yes, absolutely. Because I'm like, oh my God, wait a second. Because everything that I'm being shown is everything that you are describing. So I'm just being shown it to validate
Denise,
you.
Denise is a very highly evolved being, and she is playing the game that she's not sometimes. She doesn't have, sometimes she plays the game of lack of confidence, or I need more to be able to be sure that I'm
Mhm,
on this right
Well, and
journey.
we grow up with certain beliefs and
mhm.
things that we're told, and then I still am shedding that. So I'm easy on myself. And
This video
um,
is for you today. I am telling you. I am beside myself because it was about before my near death experience. I was told that all of this stuff was, you do not mess with this. This is the devil. This is Satan. And I had to shed all of that only to come back into that. And so now I understand why it felt so pressing to me that I excused myself from company, and I even excused myself from eating dinner with the family because it felt so pressing, like it had to happen in this moment, in this instant. And the very last thing that I did before we connected is like, I have to post this like right now so that it can just upload while we talk, which is very
Yeah,
strange. It felt so imperative, and it was
yeah,
exactly that, about coming back into our confidence, about the energy of the Blessed Mother, about the mother's dedication to the child, and about just being love. Hmm.
yeah. That's
Yes.
it.
Wow.
What a
thank you.
gorgeous
Connection.
confirmation and connection of that we're living a dream, and we're creating this dream moment by moment.
So thank you for being in our
And
dream.
thank you for that.
Yes,
Absolutely.
I am honored, like truly. Now, I do want to make sure because we did come on late. I came on late. So I want to make sure, is there any other questions that you didn't have on your list that I didn't get to? It's okay, unless you guys are pressed for time.
Maybe just real quick, this isn't really
Sure.
super important, but ever since Hannah's passing, I've felt this urge to declutter and clean and get rid of stuff. And then I let go of that for a little while. And now just last night, it's like 11 o'clock at night, I have this urge again. And I'm telling Mark, watch this video on feng shui. And I think we need to change our bedroom. And all of a sudden he's going, he's thinking I'm manic, but I'm really feeling this call to declutter and change some things around a little bit. And I said, I almost feel like once that energy is freed up and decluttered, that it will declutter me and free me up.
Yes.
So am I just crazy, or is that
No,
really?
you are not crazy. You are spot on. Now this is the amazing. I'm so glad that you said this because I'm always paying attention to what I'm feeling prior to meeting. And this morning I was feeling this insane, and I think it might have actually been, give me a second. Um, it was actually yesterday. Yesterday, I drove to a meeting, and just before I was leaving, my best friend was like, "Okay, is there anything that I need to help you with?" And I'm like, "I'm feeling so pressured with stuff everywhere." I'm like, "Can you just please, just put stuff away?" And she's like, "Okay, I can do that." No, there really wasn't much stuff, but I think I had just reached out to you about recording. Like, yeah, sure, you can definitely record, no big deal. But so thing energy already comes in before I even meet with
Yeah.
people. Absolutely. So now, like, now that we're talking, I don't feel that overwhelming need. Now,
Oh, to clean.
yeah, yes. So our environments do definitely reflect our inner world. And so the outer world, you can use it as an active meditation. So that as you're decluttering and making space, that you can shift yourself. And it's just with intention. You could even chant. I think you do this already, either chant or hum when you're walking around doing stuff already. Yes. Okay. So it's just about using that with intention already. Yes. And then once that creates space, and then you do this grounding, the sitting on the earth with the skirt is the grounding, like literally
Literally get out there and do it.
literally get out there and like put your sacrum onto well, it's not your sacrum, or is it? No, where is this
No.
one? Where is the sacrum?
Yeah, the sacral, root chakra.
Root chakra.
Root.
Yes, yes. Okay. So I'm like, okay, well, the physical body would be the perineum. Okay. So it's basically your physical body rooted into the earth and imagining the roots actually stemming. And it's interesting that I saw you guys originally with the trees, and then in
Yeah.
her love of trees, and then this entwining of trees. Trees is also a shamanic tool. We understand the trees, that what is also above is also below. And so sitting underneath a tree, leaning up against a tree even could even give you that additional support in the meantime. So rather than sitting
Yeah.
isolated on the ground by yourself, go sit up against a tree and then blend and merge with that tree and let her roots help support you as
Oh,
you help to anchor yourself. And then you can see yourself reaching upwards just as that canopy in the receiving. And so working with that and then with that sun as that transmission, just as you did today. Wow. Yes.
this is a picture of Hannah.
Oh,
There.
yes. Oh my goodness.
That,
So
that's Hannah.
beautiful. So beautiful. Oh, powerful
Yeah,
souls.
Yeah.
yeah, I agree. I
Yeah.
agree. I'm
And this is the hardest part,
great.
that that we know that here is the illusion, that this will be but a moment, and guys know these pieces, but it's a really good reminder for ourselves, that now she's even greater in connection, with you, infused with all, and truly giving her supportive energy. I am seeing more now than ever the collaboration of the souls on the other side that are continuing their great works. So yes, there's definitely going to be those transmissions from her to you in really those teachings for sure, with compassion.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
beautiful. Thank you both so
Thank
much
you.
for allowing me.
Thank
Yes,
Thank
thank you
you.
both.
All
Oh,
right.
yes, I'm so happy. I'm
We'll
so
keep
glad to see
walking
you.
and
Yes, please
you
do. And
all have a
I
beautiful
am
evening.
truly deeply honored. Like this to be able to do this for others is something that is really a great joy, a responsibility, but it's not a heaviness like that. It's just I really do honor you, and this gives me it's such a privilege to be allowed, because it's such a sacred thing, and I know that. So I
you.
honor
It
each
We
of
is.
can
you
feel
for
it.
your
And we're very
allowing
honored
of me of
that
that
we've made this connection.
deeply,
Mhm.
truly,
Ditto.
sincerely. Thank you. Okay,
All
blessings
right.
to you both.
Bye.
Thank you.
Blessings.
Bye bye. Thank you.
There we
No,
go.
I